December 14th of 2021 was when I got my news, my diagnosis. It's early onset because I'm 40, well, I was 46 at diagnosis. So, but it is Alzheimer's disease. It was a journey. Yes, I called the primary care. She did a MOCA, cognitive exam. She's like, not too bad, but we'll move it on to the next level. So um, from there, I went to our local neurology practice. Again, not too bad, but we're going to send you for, I think it was called a psychiatric workup where it analyzes all sorts of things. Part of it is nonsense to you taking it, but it really can identify where your strengths and weaknesses are. So I went and saw her, tested for like 3.5 hours on pretty much everything, anything, and weirdness. Um, she took a couple weeks to gather all the data from it and gave me my results and said, you are borderline to profoundly impaired in these certain areas: short-term memory, recall. I don't remember the rest of them. So there's something going on. We're going to send this back to neurology, follow up with the neurologist. This happens. We'll see you in a year. I'm like, no, no, you won't. A neighbor down the street who is also a friend is a neurologist just out of a different practice. I actually texted her, um, and I said, there are some things going on. Can I talk to you about it? She's like, girl, everyone talks to me. So we actually met at our local bagel shop, and I was telling her stuff and showing her things, and she's like, and they told you what and who, and did they do this, and did they do that? And before we go that far, do you want to become my patient? I'm like, actually, yes. So changed practices. She ran all the tests that the one that said you're fine, see you in a year, should have done. um, and basically it came down to, the last test that I had was a spinal puncture, where they look at, what is it, DNA tangles or something like that. I believe that's what it is. Um, Actually had to have it done twice because they messed up my first sample. So that was another adventure. And then December 14th, I was actually working from home remotely still because of COVID. And she sent me a text. She's like, hey, your results finally came back. I'm actually leaving. Can I just stop by? I'm like, sure. 5 minutes later, is your husband home? I'm like, yeah. And she came to the front door, again, friend, and she couldn't even, I mean, she couldn't hold it together. Like, she was already very, very upset. And she's like, I'm so sorry. And just, I still actually have the paper on my desk of the test results. It honestly, as soon as she took, I knew, even before, I knew as soon as I saw her at the door. Um, I was like, okay, we got work to do, we got memories to make, we have life to live. And that is all that went through my head. Nothing else. I didn't, I mean, he was upset. He was there with my neighbor and friend, and I'm like rubbing her back, I'm rubbing his back. And it's funny to me. I was like, it's fine, everything's fine, I'll be fine. Um, in the moment, I was like, okay, not what I wanted to hear, but now I know something's wrong, so I'm going to do my best to move forward and live the best life that I can for as long as I can. And that has really been my attitude. And even the interview clip you probably saw, I mentioned something like that. Like, that has been my attitude since then. I actually, in the past month-ish or so, finally did have a bit of a breakdown. I've gotten myself a wonderful therapist who is basically, you call me when you need me at any point in time. And I did. And I went in and saw her, and we talked through some things. And she said, it's about damn time. Like, you're going to have to work through some of these feelings. And it was like a couple hours for a day where I really struggled with some things. But um, I don't know. There's opportunity to choose how you want to live and how you want to move forward. Um, I read things. Yes, everyone Googles. You know, you always tell me never to Google things, but everybody does, right? So um, I know what it is. I try reading articles from science websites, and I've been very involved with the Alzheimer's Association. So I understand what it is and what's going to happen, but I don't want to let that define who I am and how I live my days. I mean, it will help mold how my attitude is, and my love of life and joyfulness. And I am not always pleasant, but most of the time. But it's one of those, life stopping, life altering moments that you can choose your path on how to react and live with what you've just been told.